for this workshop or clinic?
Bon, c'est toujours très...
It is sometimes very complicated to make some recommendations and conclusions for a workshop of this nature. We worked relentlessly, but what I can say, let me warn you, you will have a report, we will have a full report of this clinic by next Monday. Then you will amend them. But for the time being, what I can retain from here are the commitment that we made here. In terms of conclusions or outcomes, we can say that the three results that we were expecting right from the onset of this workshop, all the commitments have been met. The first one has to do with the present situations of NIPE in our countries. We listen to you. We are at a different level according to each country. There are countries that have nearly completed, I say hardly completed, because there are some elements that they can integrate, and then we will integrate. For this, there is no problem. But what brought us here on economic and financial analysis, we are sure now today that by moving from this room, we all have notions, very strong idea in terms of economic and financial analysis, but we are also conscious of the fact that it is a very tough exercise, very complicated exercise, which requires a lot of skills, which has a lot of challenges, and then if we want to give value to our NIPE, we need to abide by it. We conducted some exercises which showed us that it is doable if we succeed in having very good quality data. But we also retain a very important aspect that at this phase, we need to focus on the economic analysis. The financial analysis can be fine-tuned later on, but it is on the economic analysis that we want to lay emphasis right now. And for that purpose, we took an example, the example of Benin, on which we deepen our analysis, and we recommended all the countries will inspire, will use the model, the inspirations that they got from the Benin exercises, so that they can deepen the analysis at the level of each country. And the FAO team promised to make a synopsis, a summary of this exercise on Benin that will be sent to each country, so that it can serve as a model, so that they can pursue the analysis in each country. And this analysis will be integrated in full. Upon these exchanges, we established a roadmap that the director of the Hub Rural has just said, a roadmap that can be divided into two major parts. The first part focus on the finalization of the NIPE themselves, the NIPE FNS, laying emphasis on the commitment made by countries to work hand in hand with IFPRI, so that obvious aspect set by IFPRI initially could be continued. And this obvious aspect, the IFPRI needed a database, and IFPRI said they will cooperate and see how to get this set of data. They said they will continue working in close cooperation with countries, maybe both online as well as outreach performance, and then they will be giving you a matrix so that we can provide them with data that they will need. And then latest end of January, they must be able to complete the exercise with all the countries, and that the result will be forwarded. Against that background, countries also have accepted, they committed to continue providing this data, so that the analysis can be fine-tuned. Later on, we designed a roadmap so as to integrate all this data from IFPRI into our NIPE, and also data on the economic and financial analysis that we're going to conduct with the FAO team so as to integrate them in various NIPE FNS. And then finally, we have agreed that there are some documents that we must prepare so as to attend the business meeting, and then that has been said by the director. This is what I have written, and then I will put all this into document in a very good manner and well-structured manners in terms of recommendations and conclusions that we will send to you by Monday morning. I thank you for your attention.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. I think that we will go on the conclusion, given the fact that there's a representative of Benin. I will ask him to close the clinic. Maybe before this, I will give the floor to the trainers so that they can give us their feeling and then we will close. But before that, I just, in my quality as a facilitator, I would just want to express my gratitude to FAO once again for having accepted to support the organization of this meeting. I think that we had been very satisfied with the quality of the trainers that are available. Benoit will see to it. I think a round of applause. He was there monitoring everything. He worked a lot. He worked relentlessly. So I can feel that he's very tired because he gave a lot. We have Madam over there, the Angelique Egg. A round of applause for her also. Close to her, there are Sophia Niamuri. A round of. We cannot thank you a lot. I know that we worked you gave a lot, you have been very patient, and then the atmosphere, the quality of the atmosphere, the quality of relationships, you have been very flexible, you have been very modest, your competence, your skills are very much appreciated. We are very happy. I really lack words. I would like also to thank the countries for having accepted to be here, and I really insist that you give value to what you have learned here. First, it will help you in the advocacy around your NIPE FNS. It will also help ourselves who are defending you. We are there to facilitate everything to you. And then it will give credit to what the fund that we have used, and this fund have been useful for something. I really insist on that, and I still insist on the fact that we must abide by all the commitment that we made here. Please, whatever, irrespective of any difficulties, if IFPRI comes to you, please be open. Try work with IFPRI so that we can have the data, so that analysis could be the best of your country. We must also abide by our commitment to get ready by mid of February. You must be coming with the full-fledged plan. You must be coming with draft of sheets that are fully fledged one. And there, because we will not have time to say that we are waiting for these countries who is not ready, etc. We must head towards the preparation of the regional business meeting. Some of you have attended the regional business meeting in Dakar. I don't know if we will have the means of having a so robust business meeting whereby you were all there. All the countries were 12. Minister of Economy, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Economy. I don't know if we will have all this at the level of European Union, the Commissioner, Director General of General Administrator of USAID, the Director General of FAD, the boss of FAO, and with President Ward in those days. I do hope that we will have a country selected. Maybe we will not have the same means to gather everything. I can remember the delegation from Nigeria who specially came with a special flight. They showed us that they are our elder brothers. They came with a special flight, that Nigeria used. They attended all the meetings for during 1 week, and they go back with their flight, with their own aircraft. That was a token of the commitment of that country for the whole region. So it is my whole wish, because if we are happy, we must be happy for everyone. We must show that we are capable of showing that those who provided with the resources, those who help us, were right to do so. Because at the end of the day, there is an outcome, there is a result. And at the end of the day, there are impact on all your programs, your policies in your countries. So I will give the floor to the team of trainers so that they can give their feeling, and then Niger, you will close. Benin, you will close.
Le Bénin, oui. Oui, mais c'est pas grave. Moi, je voudrais, bon...
I would like to thank everyone, ECOWAS, Hub Rural, IFPRI, ROPA, and all the countries who were present here. I just want to also thank my colleagues from FAO, particularly Stefan, who brought me here, who gave me a lot of indicators on what to do here, and Sofia, who was in this region. They are the one who encouraged me to be here, and then there is no regret for me. It was a very interesting experience for me. It was really good, instructive for me, inspiring for me. I really appreciate the level of participation, the level of commitment, and the atmosphere in the groups worked very high. They were very solid, robust economists in the teams. And then I had to correct some of my errors. Also, it is the people had very good level and very good skills in the area. So it is a great, it gives me a great hope in what the future. So I'm sure that countries will succeed in doing a lot of things in terms of advocacy for the business meeting. I would like to thank also Benin for two reasons. First of all, for the warm welcome that was extended to us since our arrival, and for having accepted to be used as a guinea pig for us, because it was really risky what they did. We did not know where we were going in terms of our outcomes, but I found it very interesting to take the case of Benin and also the case of Ghana and the case of Mali and the other groups. I think I learned a lot from you also, as I was saying. My main experience was in Asia, where countries are working on investment plan, and the most advanced of investment plan is in Bangladesh. And I was saying some days before, Bangladesh also faced some difficulties in introducing some economic and financial analysis items in their plan. So for me, it will be very useful for me to continue my work with them, because they have been working for months and months, making some estimate, etc., etc. I think that they are maybe indulging in maybe some complications. Maybe they will be having some change by choosing much a simpler approach. As you were saying, maybe during the second phase we can go on very deeper analysis in terms of financial analysis. I think the last item, what I really loved is the regional dimension. The four countries, all the countries were working together. I could feel diversity, and I could also feel the consistency in terms of working together, exchanging views, pulling each other's legs, etc. I think that is what very interesting. I find it very useful and very beneficial for member countries of ECOWAS. So these are the lessons I could draw from this clinic. I thank you for your attention.
Le Bénin, et puis je vais... Attirer mon attention, c'est le Togo qui doit clore.
The Benin and then Togo will close. Benin, you say some word, and Togo will close. Thank you very much. I think that Benin will say only thank you. Our word will be word of thanks to the organizing team for having chosen Benin to host this clinic, and also for the quality of the arrangement which enable us to reach these very good outcomes despite the high technical nature of these meetings. I will also extend appreciations to our trainers who gave the best of themselves to enable us to have a good command on this very complex tool applied to an object which is also complex by nature. My gratitude to all the participants, and I really extend our apologies for any shortcomings in connections with accommodations and others. Just to say that Benin is a land of welcome. You feel it by going in the town. You are always welcome to Benin anytime as brothers and sisters. I would also like to say, on behalf of all the countries, I'm sure that Togo will come back on it, to say that the various commitments that we have made, that we have we always implemented, which shows the level of advancement of our NAIP process, and for which ECOWAS and countries must be proud of, that the commitment that we have just made during this clinic will also be implemented and met, so that in February we'll be able to have tools for lobbying so as to mobilize resources to implement our various NAIP and FNS. I wish very good continuation for those who will be living, or those who will be continuing to stay here, and very good, very happy trip back in the countries for those who will be going back. I thank you. Yes, Togo. Thank you, Honorable Facilitator, Honorable Representative of Rural Hub, dear trainers, dear colleagues. It is with a great honor that I'm taking the floor this morning. So, first of all, to commend the atmosphere, the brotherly atmosphere that has prevailed over these 5 days of training. I would like to commend the high skills, high competence of our trainers who have been able to deliver relevant content in terms of this training. I'm also happy to commend the patience and active involvement of our colleagues representing their countries in this exercise for the benefit of our respective nations. I'm also happy to reaffirm, on behalf of all the colleagues here present, to reaffirm that we'll see to it that all the commitments made here be reported back in each of the countries, and that we will be abiding by these commitments fully. And finally, I'm happy to tell all of you, to wish all of you a very happy trip back to your countries and to your respective families. And may God bless you. On this note, I declare closed this training workshop on financial and economic analysis of our NAIP FNS. I thank you for your attention.